But the title of my talk is called Civitas, Citizenship, Civility, Art and the Civic Imagination. But why the term Locus Agonistis as the title of this project? First, in choosing the title, I wanted to reflect what I see as a state of play in cultural and political spaces that can be designated as being in transition. The phenomenon of civic power can be seen in the politics of Occupy Wall Street and, of course, in the politics that many people feel here every day in Greece. These questions have been asked. What is the role of the artist? What is the role of the producer? This separation between the artistic self and the civic body is not something that I believe that is really possible. I think it can only lead to schizophrenia for the artist.
I was in Cairo, and I felt that the city gave us energy, and the city was very much a player, was very much part of what was happening, and I wanted to record that, and I wanted that to be shared, and I wanted it to become part of people's understanding of the revolution and of Tahrir.
One of the first bodies of work I thought that should be in this project were your performances.
Instead of me being in front of the audience, sort of delivering a message, if you like, I sort of took myself out of that space. I wanted the audience, the members of the public, to interact with the work. Recently, I sort of dug out some images that I was beginning to work with then, at the time, but never really wanted to deal with. And I kept thinking, if I dig them out now, it's a bit too late, 20 years. And he said to me, well, it's part of our history, it's still alive in our memory. For him, 20 years later was not such a long time.
Instead of speaking about art, I would like today to speak about martial art, actually. Though his great-grandfather was regarded as a great samurai, O-sensei Morihi Ushiba, as a child was in fact weak and fragile and mainly liked reading books. However, one day he witnessed thugs beating up his father for political reasons. Since then, young O-sensei became determined to be stronger, and he started to practice martial arts following the tradition of Jujutsu. Jujutsu basically tries to disarm the opponent and use their own weapon against them. They said that one must be willing to receive 99% of an opponent's attack and stare death in the face in order to execute techniques without hesitation. In conclusion, all these words reflect nothing but a comment by a martial artist on O-sensei. You assume that he would fight you? It is more likely that he would just avoid your attack until you collapse in fatigue and frustration and then gently ask you, what were you thinking? And that is exactly what the works by Palestinian artists we saw here are doing.
always you see the rolling hills and of course the olive trees are so important in Palestine. Everyone always talks about them and the orange picking season and probably there's always like a lot of people in this image. People maybe dancing, maybe it's a wedding and there's always the Palestinian woman. This woman stands tall and her feet are firmly in the ground. And you know the Palestinian woman, she's got big black eyes, long, curvy and wavy hair, and she's got this beautiful face, very determined and standing tall. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that the Palestine that I saw is not the same Palestine that I painted in my head, and this is, I wonder, they don't match somehow. The heaven on earth is, you know, maybe the image I painted of Palestine is the one, like the real Palestine.